What up though, this your boy DOC, and before we jump into this video, after this video, make sure you check the description, check out all my merch. It's tons of new designs available and I upload different designs weekly. Peace. So I know a while back you end up going on Vladtv and you end up discussing the incident that happened back in the day that, you know, ultimately led to you getting paralyzed. But I want to know, since that situation, you know, watching Vladtv, I've seen it or heard it come up multiple, you know, different times. I'm not 100% sure, like, the angle that Vladtv was using every time, possibly to just let people know that, you know, beef and hip hop can get real. I'm not 100% sure. But my question to you would be, you know, how do you feel about it coming up, or how do you feel, you know, about it coming up multiple times?
All right, so break that down. It's like, to me, it's like Vlad keep on using my situation and building this shit up, like, you know what I'm saying, to where I'd be like, damn, like, let that shit rest, like, but, you know what I'm saying, what happened, but you're right. He didn't interview Philthy shit several times, and he's never brought the situation up to Philthy as a question. So sometimes, I sit there and think about that shit, like, what the fuck? All these motherfuckers, you ask other artists about the situation, but you ain't gonna ask an artist who's involved in the situation the question. And we all know that Vlad asks anything, like, you know, it's like Vlad the police. So I honestly think, in my head, I think that's something that Philthy doing on his own, telling interviewers not to bring up the Kafani situation. That's how I look at it. That's why I take it for him. Since since you brought that situation up, like, I think that's where it's at. Like, you know what I'm saying. But as far as me and dude, when I first got out, he got through to my homeboy Zoda Roaster, and we got on the phone and hollered, and you know what I'm saying, and he was asking me, want to know, like, bro, you know what I'm saying, is we good or whatever, you feel me? Now, mind you, I talked to him when I was he got in some way he got in contact with me through my ex-wife when I first got shot when I was in the hospital. And we talked on the phone, but I vaguely remember, you know, it's a whole little conversation so long ago, and you know what I'm saying, and you know, I was still fresh from getting injured, but you know what I'm saying, nigga, he got to my peoples and got on the phone with me, you know, letting me know, like, bro, I didn't have nothing to do with that. We'll do whatever. Move to bang. So, I mean, I know the situation. So, me knowing the situation, know that it was really no way of him knowing that I was coming there, unless somebody who was right next to me, you know what I'm saying, did some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Other than that, it was no way that he would know that I was going there. But yeah, Zoda Roaster got us on the phone when I first got out, and so we had a talk, because I came home to motherfuckers like saying I was a snitch, like saying that I snitched on his brother JBay, and said I snitched on him, and they had all these fake pages up, and I'm like, snitched on his brother. I'm like, his brother didn't shoot me, you feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm fresh home, man, and that's one thing that a man can't, you know what I mean, can't be known as no snitch. So, you know what I'm saying, anybody who really knows the situation know, you know what I'm saying, that I ain't said nothing like that, you feel me? So when we got on the phone, I asked him, I said, bruh, you know what I'm saying, your brother shoot me? He's like, nah. I was like, did I snitch on your brother? He's like, nah. He's like, bruh, you know me. If you snitched on my brother, you would, I would have said something. I'm like, exactly. So I don't know why motherfuckers got the little fake pages, had the fake pages up, making it seem that way. But, you know what I'm saying, dude brother didn't shoot me. You know what I'm saying? I'm in motherfucking Minnesota in the feds, and that nigga case was little dude shit. Case was some whole other some whole other kidnapping, pimping shit and all that other ass shit. You know, some pimp case. You feel me? Motherfucker got a pimp case and human trafficking, underage minors, and all that type of old weirdo shit. So it's like for motherfuckers to try to put that out there. But he told me it was some little kid called Live or something that made a gang of fake pages. They made a gang of and was just making up fake Instagrams. Some about people snitching. He even told me that like dude had made some shit up about saying he was snitching or whatever. So I guess they said that they got most of the shit took down, but that particular website is still up, the free JBay site, and that's when they had the bullshit. But like Zoda Roaster, he like a real. I mean, if you're familiar with Oakland or whatever, you know, you get familiar with it. Zoda Roaster, he like a real Oakland factor. Everybody knowing, you know what I'm saying, respectful. His word is his word. You feel me? So you know what I'm saying. He was on the phone, so pretty much he came out in the open and spoke on it. You know what I'm saying? Out in the open and spoke on the situation, just to let it be clarified that me and Bud did get on the phone. Me and Bud don't got no problems. And you know what I'm saying? And I ain't snitched on his brother. You feel me? Right. So that was he put that out there publicly to kill that. So, you know what I'm saying, whatever else a motherfucker wanna say, they just making shit up. And you know motherfuckers just make shit up. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
At the end of the day, I'm a gangster. I'm not finna go talk to no motherfucking police about nothing. Motherfucker go let it do what it do. You feel me?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad, you know, that you guys had the opportunity to get past that, especially being in the internet era. And it's sad because I remember at a certain point in time where people, even myself, you know, before I got involved with quote the internet, you know, you just, oh, that's just the internet. Yeah. But nowadays the internet can really affect shit in real life. You know what I'm saying? If a narrative, and the two artists or the two people don't actually come together and speak. So I applaud that. I'm glad you guys, as two men, came to, you know, and spoke about it. So at least be some understanding there, you know.
I mean, you can't beef and rap.
Yeah.
You can't beef and rap because motherfucker know where you'll be at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it ain't nothing for you to get on somebody's head. You feel me? Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? That's just the realest shit I can say is that if it's real, you can't in real life. You can't. It ain't no real beef. You can't beef and rap in real life. Plus in the Bay Area, because it's the same little spots. You for sure go run into motherfuckers. I mean, shit. We haven't seen each other or nothing like that. But you know what I'm saying? But like with me, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You feel me? And like I gave that shit up. Like I said, we got on the phone, and you know what I mean? It is what it is. So he don't got no beef. I don't got no beef. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I play your side. You play your side. Leave it at that.
Right.
Well, you just can't beef in your own city because for sure niggas finna get their head knocked off. You know what I'm saying? If you beef in your own city.
Yeah, we see a lot of that going on nowadays. Unfortunately.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You as far as like I see a more mature perspective, OG type perspective, being an older man and have experienced, you know, a lot of different things in his life. As far as what type of advice? Cause I get people all the time that reach out and, you know, whatever, even if it's in music or if they're trying to start a media platform or whatever the case may be. And a part of about 90% of these people's stories, you know, they've been either incarcerated or they're recovering, you know, from being shot, this and that. Like, what type of advice, like motivational advice, would you give to someone that, you know, that's been through those type of experiences on how to deal with the world once they come back, like after they recover from being shot, to not go back down that same path? You know what I mean? Like, do they have to change up everything? You know, like what type of advice would you give to people that's been in similar situations?